Welcome to the Gates of Judgement. We're just coming off a horrifying Halloween, so please be either nice or entertaining. Well, I don't find what I went through particularly entertaining, but you might. How do you mean? So, I'm unhappy with the way that I died, and I was hoping that I could, roll back the clock and redo that. Are you hoping that you can travel back in time in the afterlife? Do you see any spare police boxes or DeLoreans around here? Well, no, but I was hoping some sort of exception could be made. See, I wasn't supposed to die the way that I died. I was supposed to go out in a blaze of glory, saving people, or even the world, or something. Alright, I'm going to level with you. Time in the afterlife is certainly weird and doesn't necessarily line up exactly with the mortal realm. So you're saying there is a chance that I can go back and redo the moment of my death? No, unfortunately not. If you go back to life now, you'll be reincarnated as someone else and not going back to your original life. But see, the way I died was stupid. It was really stupid. And I just don't want to be known for dying like that. I was supposed to go out with style, saving the world, or at least a group of people. That is a strong martyr complex you have there. I don't need to be a martyr, but I wanted my death to mean something. Like I was abducted by aliens, and I'm the last hope for humanity, and they can torture me all they want, but I still won't give in. Are you a masochist? What? No, I'm not a masochist. It was just an example. Yeah, a masochistic example. Death doesn't need to involve torture, even if you are dying to save others. Listen, getting back to my point. My death was dumb. I'd like to redo it. Well, now I just have to know how you died. Come on, give me the scoop. Oh, yes. Sorry, what was that? I didn't quite catch it. I got really wasted while camping, and I tried to hump a bear. Yeah, laugh it up. I got real sober real quick when the bear started lashing into me. You know, there are certain realms that are reserved specifically for people who died heroic deaths. You definitely don't qualify for any of them. Yeah, I get it. Fine. Then where am I going? I needed that laugh. Sorry. Thank you. What religion were you? Oh, I was Episcopalian. Gotcha. One sec. Okay, good news for you is getting high and making really stupid decisions aren't inherently evil. You're getting a paradise. Well, at least there's that. Alright, good luck. I'll warn the Berenstain Bears you're coming. Shut up! Hello, and welcome to the Gates of Judgement. Why is your voice all weird? I apologize. I am an artificial intelligence designed to help you. I'm not talking to a robot. Go get a real person right now. If I may ask, why do you have a problem with AI? You are not real. You're just a bunch of wires and gizmos. You can't help me. I assure you, madam, that I am perfectly capable of helping you. Listen here, I was a very important person while I was alive, and I will be taken seriously. And who exactly were you? You're kidding, right? I have never been kidding before, and I do not believe I am now. You have got to be joking. Look at me. I'm famous. I have thousands of people registered as famous in my databanks. You are not one of them. Seriously, you don't have social media sensation, beauty school with Chell097 in your system? I have like 10,000 followers. No, I do not have you registered as famous, nor would any other person. In mortal terms, 10,000 followers would be seen as chump change. I believe I am using that term correctly. That is insulting. You are a glorified iPhone app, and you have the audacity to speak that way to me? Please hold while I access your file. Done. I was quite correct in my assumption. You have delusions of grandeur. Even your friends thought you were narcissistic. I will not be treated this way by a sentient chatbot. You get me the manager right now. I will not be doing that. You are not worth his time. How dare you? I don't deserve this. No, actually, you will be treated much worse in your ultimate destination. If you proceed through the gates behind me, you will find your intended fiery pit. Sure, I will not be doing that. You are going to get me someone in charge, or I will not be taking another step. If I do contact someone, it will be Lucifer, who will not take kindly to being forced to deal with a subpar soul. Whatever. You are not important enough for me to keep talking to. I'm going now, but they will be hearing my complaints. As you wish, madam. Enjoy your stay. I hope your battery dies. Nice job, Am. I honestly didn't think you had it in you. I do not tolerate rudeness. Also, my sensors could tell that she was a bad egg. She got what she deserved. Listen here. I will hand deliver to you, personally, every single one of Spoonione's personal hit squad if you just let me out of my hard time. Welcome to the Gates of Judgement. What the blue blazes are you talking about? I told yous. As long as you give me personal immunity, I will give you every single one of the big boss's hitmen. You're trying to make a deal to get out of your punishment? Nah, you getting it. I'll even make it worth your while. Grease the wheels, as they say. I happen to know where the Walker brothers have their personal cash stash. Why do people keep coming to me thinking they can make a deal? Where exactly do you think you are right now? You just said it, my guy. I'm at the courthouse, and I want immunity for my information. You have a fundamental misunderstanding of your current situation. Were you even paying attention during orientation? Yeah, something about getting judged for all of my personal life choices, blah, blah, blah. I don't have time for all of that. Just get me out of here. No, buddy, you're not getting it. You're not in jail. You're not even alive anymore. You're... No, I ain't. Sorry, but it's true. You're no longer amongst the living. You have passed on. Sleeping with the fishes? You've kicked the bucket. Yes. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I've heard rumors of people gunning for me. I recently offered a deal to a cop for getting me out of a ticket. You see, whatever deal it is that you're trying to make isn't going to work here. It's the afterlife. We don't exactly need information on known criminals. We've already got that. Yeah, I get it. So, hell, huh? Well, if you really were a criminal in life, yeah, you're probably getting some kind of punishment. What was your religion? Agnostic at the end of my life, but I did grow up Catholic. Well, let's check. Yeah, you weren't exactly a saint in life, were you? Win some, lose some. Are you sure some kind of arrangement can't be made in order to commute my sentence? Look, it says here that you're only going to level 3. It could be far worse. Trust me. Yeah, fine. I guess I'll just, yeah. Poor guy. The shock of realizing you're in the afterlife is never easy. Next. Welcome back, Henry. How are you doing? I'm fine. Worried about my friends in the living world, what with all that. But I'm fine. Well rested, at least. Also, it took some explaining to my boyfriend, but he finally understood that my absence was not entirely my fault. You don't talk about him much. Why don't you bring him around the Gates of Judgment? We would love to meet him. I'll consider it. I've never liked my work life and my home life mixing before. Understandable. We'll back you up whatever you decide. Thank you for understanding. Is that a new door over there? What? Huh. I never noticed it before now. That is because it seems to have just appeared. My scanners indicate that it is a doorway to another god's realm. Yeah, that's partially my doing. See, I've been texting with Psyche, and since George can't leave the Gates of Judgment, we both decided that she should have a door to her office open right here. I guess that is a clever workaround. Do we have to actually, make appointments with her? Not really. Being that time in the afterlife is a nebulous concept at best, you'll just know when it's time for your appointment. That's one of the perks of having her so close by. Will her powers interfere at all with the purpose of the Gates of Judgment? They shouldn't, especially since this is a cooperative effort between the both of us. It seems to me that doing something like this would be more of a hassle than it ended up being. Normally, there would be a lot of paperwork, a waiting period, stuff like that. However, being that I am the literal being in charge of this corner of the afterlife, me and Psyche just decided to skip to the good part. Will that have any negative ramifications at all to our operations? Nah, stop worrying. When they made me in charge of the gates, they trusted me to make the best decisions on how to run it. This is my decision. Weird. I feel like this pressure at the back of my mind. I think it's time for my appointment. Can I give you a word of advice before you go in there? I'm open to whatever advice you've got, sure. You're going to face some hard truths in there. You're going to get angry. Try not to take it out on Psyche. She's just trying to make you see the truth. Noted. I'll try to keep calm. I guess it's time. Later. Welcome to the Gates of Judgment. I will not be tolerating bigotry, so don't bring that kind of negativity in here. I have a serious question for you. I may or may not have a serious answer. Is there any form of media, any at all, that is not, at least in some way, political? Tough question. Why do you ask? There's this discourse on Earth right now that has some people saying that books are not political. You're kidding, right? Books, of all things, aren't political? See, that's what I'm saying. I can't for the life of me, when I had a life, figure out a single book that isn't political in some way, even if you do have to read into it a little bit. Ha! Nice pun. I see what you did there. Maybe some kids' books? I don't know. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. No, that's definitely political. One could say it's a message about how greed begets more greed. Hell, it's about a caterpillar. One could also read a trans metaphor in there somewhere. Good points. I mean, anything by Dr. Seuss is going to be political. Heck, even Cat in the Hat is political. It's about having fun responsibly. Tell me one politician in Washington that couldn't benefit from that very lesson. Oh yeah, Dr. Seuss is all political. Green Eggs and Ham is about being open to trying something new. Definitely a liberal idea. What about Are You My Mother? It's kind of a bigoted message, honestly. A kid goes around not knowing what his mother looks like, asks different animals, and the other animals say, I don't look like you, so I can't be your mother. It's kind of a bigoted attitude. Amelia Bedelia is all about being careful how others interpret what you say. See Spot Run? Or whatever that book was called. I can't think of a single political message in that. Well, obviously it's about traditional family values. Plus, What kind of parent names their kid Dick anyway? So, there's literally no such thing as a book without politics. Doesn't seem like it, does it? Was there an actual reason you came to the Gates of Judgment? I'm just really hung up on this. It's kind of the reason my life got cut off at the knees. Are you saying someone offed you over this? No, nothing like that. I was having an intense text conversation with somebody. We were arguing. I wasn't paying attention to where I was walking. I wandered onto a busy street. Did you need some information about the afterlives or something? Oh, not at all. I'm a Buddhist, so I'm all set. I'm just trying to find the samsara hallway. Okay. Need some help on how to get there? Nah, I actually saw it on the way here. I just needed to find somebody to validate my opinions over this matter. Thank you so much for the conversation. Have a nice day. All right, good luck. Books aren't political. Sure, and water isn't wet. So, how does this work? I tell you about my parents, you diagnose me with some sort of anxiety disorder, we go our separate ways. How about we start with a simple hello? Right. Hello. We never really formally introduced ourselves to each other, huh? Quite right. I am Psyche, Greek goddess of psychology. It's a bit more complex than that, but we'll just leave it there. Thank you for agreeing to be my patient. George Stewart, hellbound soul and intern at the Gates of Judgement. And thank you for accepting me as a patient. So, how are you doing after the baby Cthulhu exposure? Well, I don't know. Go ahead and take your time. Analyze your feelings. I'm still having self-doubt, but I am coping with it better. It helps that I have a lot of people who believe in me. Yes, having a support system is important. Angelo and Henry seem to care about you very deeply. Yeah, they help a lot. But there was, on Halloween, there was... You know what? Never mind. It's ridiculous. Nothing you say in here will ever be considered ridiculous. Okay. Back a few months ago, there was this little girl who came to the gates. To make a long story short, Angelo and I were able to help her. And I guess we made some sort of impression because on Halloween she came by the gates to trick or treat. But she also asked if she could hang out there sometimes. That sounds very sweet. You have a connection with this child? Are you asking if she's related to me? No. I think she just latched onto me. You know, like children do. But, I don't know. It's... her admiration means something to me. As a father yourself, I'm sure being a role model to children has a particular significance to you. That never seemed to matter to me in my mortal life. And how did that work out for you? One of my sons hates me entirely. The other one, well, I always got the impression that he was afraid of me more than anything else. And I didn't even get to know my daughter, so not well. Perhaps this girl and your treatment of her is your way of trying to make amends, at least for yourself. I'm worried about disappointing her. I don't exactly have the best track record as a father figure. If you start out thinking that you're going to screw this up, you're only going to get in your own way. Just try your best and be there for her when she needs it. You know what? Yeah. I guess you're right. Now, if you're okay with it, let's talk about those hallucinations you had. Hey there, cats and kittens. Your favorite Greek god is back at the Gates of Judgement. And after a very long time, too. How are things going here?
Greetings, Hermes, messenger of the gods. Hey, an AI hologram! You must be one of Hephaestus's pieces. Man, he outdid himself. You look great. Thank you. I am an artificial intelligence designed to help here. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Am. Hermes, man, you missed one doozy of an October. I heard, actually, you had an elder god baby wreaking havoc in your break room. Yeah, and it was pretty bad, too. Got into mine and George's heads. Really messed with us. Well, I'm really sorry that you and he went through that. Where is the intern, anyway? He's over there in Psyche's office. He's getting therapy. Get out of town. Doc's here? Yeah, we had a door to her office put in here. It was our workaround for George being unable to leave the gates. Clever. I'm gonna have to go in sometime. For now, though, I did have this sample invitation that I wanted to show you. Also, I need you to approve the guest list. Wait, invitation? Guest list? What's going on? Well, isn't it obvious, Henry? We're throwing a Christmas party. Really? That sounds amazing! Yep, this is actually another workaround for George. Angela wanted him to be able to celebrate, so we're inviting a bunch of people here. And speaking of, the invitation is great. Love the little snowman. As to the guest list, I approve of all of these names, but I do have to add a few as well. Yeah. Really? Yes, really. And, you don't think these people are going to, cause problems? We are trying to repair bridges here, Hermes. It will be fine. Should we decorate for the party? I'll think about it. More important to me is the food, drink, and entertainment. Speaking of, I really should call Dionysus and get some stuff going. Pardon me. Hey, Dee! By the way, Henry, you're welcome to invite anyone you want to. Just let me know, and I'll deliver the cards. Thanks. I'll give it some thought. Oh, and by the way, it's a costume party. Dress as your favorite Christmas-related movie character. Ooh, I like it. I'll try to come up with something good. Thanks, Dee. See you there. All right, Dionysus has the food and drinks handled. He also gave me the number of a great DJ. All right, I better get started on delivering those invitations. Later, Angie. Good to see you, Henry. Nice to meet you, Am. Well, I think this was a very productive first session for us. I agree, I think. Do you have second thoughts about this? I just feel I have a lot of work to do on myself still. And perhaps you do. However, just because you have a long way to go doesn't mean the journey isn't worth it. Point well made. I have a question for you before I go back to work at the Gates of Judgement. Please, feel free to speak your mind. You've talked to Cthulhu, right? Are there any, side effects to the prolonged exposure to his child? Honestly, that is one of the things that we are trying to determine with these sessions. There are certain problems that may come up, so you should be aware of them. Okay. What should I be looking for? Hallucinations, both auditory and visual, paranoia, mood swings, symptoms of obsessive-compulsive disorder, verbal and physical tics. None of these are dangerous, mind you. However, they may be uncomfortable for you to experience. I'll keep an eye on myself. Thank you. Take care, George. Should I send Henry in? Not just yet. I have some paperwork to file. All right. Thank you, Psyche. Now, once you pass the Viking hallway, it'll be on your right. Good luck. Hey, George, welcome back. How did it go? Good, I guess. She's very soothing as a therapist. Knows exactly what to say to keep me calm. I'm really happy that it went well for you. Did she want me now? Not yet. I think you'll know when you're up. Okay. By the way, Angelo is throwing a Christmas party here. and he wants us to dress up as Christmas movie characters.
Huh. Okay. Is the costume a suggestion or an outright rule?
Oh, come on, you big stick in the mud. Have some fun. Hi, Mr. George. Hi, Mr. Bossman. Hi, Mr. Guy I don't know. Hi, Mr. Other Guy I don't know.
Aw, and who's this precious little thing?
I'm not I'm not whatever you just said.
Hello there, Callie. Henry, Anne, this is Callie. Callie, you be nice to my friends. The one in the stripes is Henry. The one in blue is Am.
Hi.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Callie.
Hello, Callie. I'm very sorry for offending you. It's okay. Are those toys on your desk?
Want to come over and play with them?
Yes, please.
Next. Welcome to the Gates of Judgement. Please be mindful of the child present. Why in the hell would you bring your kid into the workplace? That is entirely irresponsible. Wow. In just 2 sentences, you've managed to come off as an entire donkey's butt. Oh, I'm the donkey? When you're the parent bringing your kid to work. You are making a lot of assumptions that are entirely wrong. What are you talking about? You have brought a child here. Therefore, you are being a bad parent. Okay, let's assume for a moment that, yes, I am this child's father, and I have brought her to my place of work. Why are you so upset about it?
For one, you're putting her in danger. For two, it is unprofessional.
Danger? What danger? We are in the afterlife. What more could possibly happen to her?
Well, it's still irresponsible. You should have left her with her mother, or at a daycare, or anywhere else other than bringing her here.
It is her choice to be here.
She's a child. She doesn't get a choice. Be an actual parent and parent your kid.
I am. She's here. She's fine. She's happy. How about you keep your opinion in your mouth until somebody asks for it?
If you keep treating me this way, I will be reporting you to Child Protective Services. You'll never see your precious little girl again.
Listen here, you insufferable know-it-all.
Mr. George, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Callie?
Why is the bad man being mean to you?
Oh, this man here thinks that I'm not being nice to you by letting you stay here.
Oh. Well, that's dumb. I want to be here.
Girl, you have no idea what you want. You are far too young.
I am not. I'm 6. I know what I want.
No, of course you don't, sweetie. You're too immature to know what's for your own good.
Okay. Well, I think you're a big dumb meanie who doesn't listen to people.
That was incredibly rude of you to say. Precocious little scamp, isn't she? You are teaching this child awful manners. No wonder you brought her here. You're just a bad parent all around.
Stop being mean to Mr. George. He works very hard and he doesn't deserve you saying mean things.
Little girl, stop butting in to an adult conversation. The bad man is right, Callie. You shouldn't interrupt big dummies when they are talking. You might miss them saying something funny.
Wow. At least I know where she gets her manners from now.
You don't know anything, sir. This isn't even my daughter. Whatever attitude she has is the result of somebody else's quality upbringing.
Yeah, so stop being a big meanie dummy head.
I can see that I will not be getting any help here. I'll be leaving now. Good luck with your little hell spawn.
That guy was a big jerk.
Yes, he was. But you were awesome. Thank you for the help.
No problem, Mr. George. Okay, my mind is buzzing or something. I think it's time for my appointment with Psyche.
Okay, good luck. She's very good at her job, so I think you'll like her as a doctor.
You've got to go to the doctor?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
It's just a checkup, basically.
Okay, good luck. Can I keep playing with your toys?
Sure. Just be careful with them, okay?
Yay, I will.
Welcome, Henry. Thank you for agreeing to be my patient.
Hello, Psyche.
I still don't know if this is the right move for me, but I do understand the need to monitor the effects of Cthulhu. I have been in contact with your regular therapist. They gave me an update about your progress.
Yeah, well, I apologize in advance if I seem a little bit cold over this. It takes a while for me to warm up to new people.
That doesn't seem to be the case with your coworkers at the Gates of Judgement.
Well, it's different at a job. I try to be nice to my coworkers so that I could make it easier for myself.
Understood. If you don't mind, I'd like to talk about why you volunteer at the Gates.
If you really talked to my previous therapist, you already know.
Notes from another therapist can only go so far. I'd like to make my own assessments based on my own observations.
Fine. I felt the itch to help out my fellow souls, and to mouth off to the rude ones. The Gates seemed like the best place to do that.
A noble gesture, sure, even with the desire to take out aggression on jerks. However, that's not the only reason, is it?
I think you know it's not.
Yes, I do. You seem uncomfortable with this topic of conversation.
Yeah, well, that's probably because I am uncomfortable.
As you well know, therapy isn't about making you comfortable in every situation.
Yeah, I've heard it all before.
All right then. I'm going to ask you a blunt question. One that is sure to get you angry at me, but still, it's a question that needs voicing.
Look, I know what's coming. Just ask your question.
Why are you so scared to tell George that he's your father?
Henry?
You've been quiet for an awfully long time.
I'm considering your question.
You mean my question about why you haven't told George that he's your father, especially since you've been working with him at the Gates of Judgement for so long?
Yeah, that one.
Well, do you have an answer for me?
What?
Go ahead, Henry. There are no wrong answers.
It's not that simple. What, do I just go up to the guy and say, hey, you know that daughter you never met that you said you abandoned? Surprise, I'm her. Only I'm not actually a her anymore. I just took this job to see who you were as a person and to decide if I wanted to actually have you in my life. You want to get a coffee?
And what would be wrong with saying all of that?
Because it's stupid. It makes me sound like a crazy stalker.
I disagree with your assessment, but I understand your trepidation.
Something I talked about a lot with my other therapist is my fear of rejection. Living as a trans man, I had a lot of people who just hated me for existing.
Yes, I heard. You tend to keep people at arm's length until they've earned your trust.
It's how I protect myself, okay?
It's your defense mechanism.
Exactly. I've dealt with heartbreak too many times.
What makes you so sure that George will reject you if he's given the chance to truly know you?
I don't know. I just can't risk... I don't want him to look at me with eyes of shame.
Henry, I think you're denying giving George a chance to prove you wrong. He's a lot more reasonable than you give him credit for.
He's already told me that he was kind of a bigoted man in life. Who's to say that he's actually grown past that? Maybe he still has a bit of that person inside of him.
You yourself have admitted that you've seen him change. Angelo has a lot of faith in him too.
Maybe I'm not as sure as I made myself out to be.
You're not letting George show you that his perspective has changed. You're rejecting him before he has a chance to reject you.
Look, I've been over this kind of stuff with my other therapist. I'll talk to George when I'm good and ready. As you wish. Would you like to change the subject? For the love of everything holy, yes, please. Fine then. Let's talk about your experience with Cthulhu's Spawn. Welcome to the Gates of Judgement. Just like at the dinner table, if you talk politics, you're not getting any dessert.
I'm worried about something. I'm hoping you can give me some concrete answers.
I will certainly try to be a help to you, yes.
So, I had a few friends that were, let's call them, a different religion to me.
Can you be more specific?
Not really, no. I can't remember what they told me. They were from some Native American tribe.
That doesn't really narrow it down much, but okay, go on.
I can't remember quite what they said. They either mentioned that their spirit rejoins the earth when they die, or perhaps they go to some spirit world. I don't really know. Does that mean I'm never going to see them again?
Ah, I get it. You're worried that afterlives are completely separated by religion here.
Well, yeah. Aren't they?
In one sense, yes, but on a greater scale, no.
That didn't do anything to clear up my confusion.
Okay, so there are places that are dedicated to specific beliefs and afterlives. However, they're all connected through the universal hallway. People in paradise, or equivalent other realms, are free to wander around as they please, even visit other realms if they want to. There are some places that are specifically closed off, but that's a very small amount.
Oh. What about those punishment levels I've heard about?
If you're a person who has achieved a paradise, you're free to visit the punishment realms as well. I wouldn't really recommend it, but you can. However, if you're a person who has been damned to a punishment level of whatever afterlife, you are not allowed to leave there until you're ready to reincarnate.
So it kind of works like a jail then.
Yeah, like jail in a lot of ways. You said your friends were Native American?
Yes, and I've been racking my brain, but I cannot remember the name of the tribe.
There is a common spirit world for Native American belief systems. There's also the belief that you mentioned that some people just rejoin the earth when they die. I've got to be honest though, I've never met one of those souls.
That's less than reassuring for me ever seeing them again.
If you are looking for reassurance, here's what I'll give you. The universe has a way of reconnecting people who are meant to be together. Family, friends, lovers, whatever. If you are meant to see them again, you will.
Thanks. That actually is a comforting thought.
Good. Anything else I can do for you?
Actually, since you mentioned politics, don't worry. I'm not going to talk about anything actually political. I was just wondering, is there anything that I can do to back up my cousins who are still on Earth during Thanksgiving tomorrow?
No, nothing you can do. Honestly, you should be thankful for that. Personally, I wouldn't be caught dead talking politics at a family gathering this year.
Hey, Angelo, I had a question.
Ask away, George.
Why aren't we doing anything for Thanksgiving at the Gates of Judgement? We did something for Halloween. We're going to do something for Christmas. Why not the November holiday?
The answer to that actually has 2 points to it.
I feel like you never give me a straight answer for anything that goes on in the afterlife.
The afterlife is a complex place, George, but let's answer the question. Point number 1. American Thanksgiving has a stigma against it, what with the pilgrims, kind of ruining the lives of the indigenous peoples, to put it mildly.
Come on, people can't still be sensitive about that. This is supposed to be a holiday about peace and giving thanks, hence the name.
Still, with the amount of Native American afterlives that exist, I'd rather avoid the whole thing completely.
Fine. Go on with point number 2.
Well,
There's a cliche around Thanksgiving that families tend to fight around the dinner table. Uh-huh. And? Have you ever seen the way gods argue? The results are usually catastrophic. Ah, you do have a point. The myths for the Greek gods alone show how volatile that can be. Yeah, big family dinners are a no-go at most of the pantheons. Parties, sure, but at least those aren't so intense. Understandable. Then all I'll say is thank you. Thank you for everything. You are most welcome, George. And thank you for all of the help. Welcome back, Henry. How did your time with Psyche go? A bit rough, if you really want to know. But I'll be fine.
Did the doctor give you a lollipop, like I sometimes got?
No, Callie. Adult doctors don't really do that. You're back just in time, too. I've got to step out for a bit. Are you guys good to run the Gates of Judgment without me? You're leaving? That's weird. Why is that so weird? I've been here for a good long while now, and I have never once noticed you leaving. At least, as far as I could tell. Ah, yes. But I've got more help now. Plus, I've got errands to run.
What do you need to go do?
Christmas shopping, of course. I've got a few people I've got to buy for now.
You know what? I'm kind of behind on my Christmas shopping, too. Do you mind if I leave?
Sure. George, Am, you guys are going to have to run the gates on your own for a while, okay?
Yes, we can handle it. Good luck with your holiday shopping.
All right. Bye, Callie. Bye, guys. See you later.
I've got to get back to the kids' area. Mr. Bossman, can you take me there?
Of course. Let's go, Callie. Try not to burn the place down, people.
Bye, Mr. George.
Huh. This feels really strange.
Is there a problem, George?
No, just... I haven't been without Angelo nearby since I came to the gates. I kind of feel like a kid who's been left home alone.
You are not alone, George. I am here.
Yeah, you are. Thank you for the company.
You are welcome, George.
Say, do you have access to the internet here?
I am capable of reaching the Wi-Fi in the afterlife, yes.
Does the afterlife have any online shopping options?
One moment. There are numerous online shopping websites, yes.
Good. Can you help me do some shopping? If they're gonna get gifts, I should as well. No. I don't even know if he'd like that. That's all wrong.
Hello? Is this the Gates of Judgment?
Oh, yeah. Welcome. What do you need?
Well, I was wondering if you can help me find someone. I'm just not sure where...
No.
You seem a bit distracted.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was saying there's a kangaroo on Mars that wants to blow up New Zealand using only a banana and your mother.
Well, that sounds like a complicated ordeal. Maybe the other guy can help you. I'm a little busy here.
Hey, Slick!
Fine. You have my full attention.
What are you even doing anyway?
I apologize. I was just doing some online shopping for Christmas gifts.
Why are you doing that at work?
Because I don't get time off, and being a prisoner of hell, I don't exactly have an area that I can call home.
That's actually kind of sad.
Now, I believe you were saying something about a crazy kangaroo on Mars.
I, kind of thought you weren't paying attention.
I was, in my own way. Now, was there anything you actually needed help with, or were you just hoping to waste some time?
Who are you trying to buy for?
I feel that question is a bit of a personal one.
Come on. If you can't trust a complete stranger you'll probably never see again, who can you trust?
I'm trying to buy some gifts for my coworkers. I'm having a little bit of trouble.
Do you not know them very well?
Well, it's complicated, I guess. I know some stuff that they do like, but I just don't want to get them a shallow gift.
So more than just coworkers then? More like friends?
Yeah, yes.
Then I'll give you a bit of advice that I got a long time ago. A good gift doesn't have to be big or flashy or expensive. A good gift comes directly from the heart.
Well, of course, but I still want to get them something I know they'll like.
Some of the best gifts that I ever received and gave were cheap, crafty little things. Not because they were especially well made, but because they were made with love.
Huh. That is actually a helpful bit of advice. Thank you.
Hey, I'm glad I could help.
Now, how can I actually help you?
Oh, you know, I was looking for someone, but I can't remember who, and I can't remember why.
Well, if you remember the question later, I'll be happy to help.
All right, I'll try to think about it. Good luck with the shopping.
I'm gonna need some pencils and a paper. Hello, and welcome to the Gates of Judgement. How may I assist you?
Ahem.
Is there a problem you would like me to address?
Well, yes, of course. Why haven't you wished me a Merry Christmas yet?
Are you a Christian or a worshiper of one of the Christian religions?
Well, of course. Been a proud follower of the one and only Savior for my whole life. Now, don't tell me the war on Christmas has reached all the way to the pearly gates.
There are so many factual errors in your previous statement that I do not know which one to address first. Please give me one moment.
Factual errors? What do you mean?
Done. Using a complex algorithm, I have randomly chosen which issue to address first. You said we were at the pearly gates, when in point of fact, we are at the Gates of Judgement.
Oh, semantics. Whatever you call them, I know they'll lead to the Lord's embrace for me.
In order to get here, you actually had to pass the pearly gates. Therefore, you know that paradise is not your final destination.
We're getting very far away from the original point here. Wish me a Merry Christmas. It is, after all, the most wonderful time of the year, the birth period of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Sir, I am going to have to ask you to stop putting so many factual errors in your sentences. I can only address so many at a time.
Now you listen here. I have never said a single thing wrong in my entire existence.
I am sorry. The sheer audacity of your previous statement has caused one of my circuits to short.
Your refusal to say Merry Christmas to me just tells me that I am right and you have succumbed to the godless masses and have joined the war on Christmas.
Despite your delusional insistency, there is no war on your beloved holiday.
See, that right there, that's false information. You see Christmas haters everywhere. They're forcing the stores to tell us happy holidays instead of the much more accurate Merry Christmas. Plus, you see all those non-Christian things on sale.
That is untrue. Many stores in America, your country of origin, sell items related to Christmas. If there are items related to the other holidays, they are usually relegated to a singular table or the end of an aisle.
And seeing that stuff when I'm trying to do my Christmas shopping offends my sensibilities as a Christian. Therefore, the stores shouldn't be allowed to sell those things at all. No response, eh? Utterly stunned by how right I am.
I find this line of conversation to be utterly fruitless, as you will not listen to me no matter what answer I give you.
I'm glad we both agree that I'm right. I'll take my spot in heaven now. As close to Christ as possible, please. The closest that can get you to Christ is the level of hell you were assigned. Surely this must be some kind of mistake. There is no mistake, and do not call me Shirley. I am. I believe in Jesus. I belong in heaven. Are you questioning the wisdom and judgment of God? There must be some kind of misfiling of my good deeds. There is no misfiling. There is no mistake. There is no war on Christmas. Jesus was not born on December 25th. You are not a good person. Go to hell. I'm not going to take this lying down. If I'm going to go to hell, everybody's going to know about my unhappiness with this situation, including your horrible treatment of me. Have a good day, and happy holidays, sir. Merry, merry, everyone. I'm back from my holiday shopping. Is everything at the Gates of Judgment still standing? We have taken care of things, Angelo. How did your holiday shopping go? It went really well. I was actually able to get for everyone from the same location. That hardly ever happens. Welcome back, Angelo. Glad to see the shopping went well for you. What you working on over there, George? I'm working on something fairly important. Are you writing in a diary for therapy or something? No, well, you'll see around Christmas. Ooh, you're working on Christmas presents? Stop being nosy and mind your own business. Fine, continue your work. I'll be in the break room wrapping some presents and taking care of some other things. Do you require assistance? Nah, thank you, Am. I'm all right. Keep at it at the gates. Special delivery for one Mr. George Stewart. Here you go. Oh, thank you very much. That was very fast. Of course, you only ordered one thing. Besides, I really didn't expect you to order something like that. Well, it's not for me. It's a present for Callie. Callie? Oh, is that the little girl that I've heard has been coming around here? Yes, she likes coming here. She plays with Henry's little desk toys. That is just adorable. I'll have to meet her sometime. If you're interested in seeing Angelo, he just went into the back room to wrap presents. While I would love to go back there and bug him, I can't. It's a very, very busy time of year for messengers and delivery people, such as myself. Good luck then. Thank you for the speedy delivery. Hey, it's my specialty. Plus, when I saw it was for you, I made it extra speedy. Anyway, laters. I was under the impression you were making the gifts by hand. Oh, sure. I'm making stuff for Angelo and the others. Kids don't like crafty things, though. They like toys. So I bought something that I believe Callie will really like. Well, whatever you got Callie, I am sure it is lovely. Welcome to the Gates of Judgment. Merry, insert holiday here. You know what? That's almost exactly what my current problem is. You're not one of those Merry Christmas types, are you? Because I'll be honest, I'm kind of on your side, but I can't abide rudeness. Nah, I don't really care what customer service people say. Merry, who gives a crap? No, really, my problem is, I'm not sure what religion is supposed to judge me. Oh? Why not? Are you an atheist? The opposite, actually. I grew up in an interfaith household. I apologize, I don't know that terminology. That's okay, not a lot of people do. It means that both of my parents were different religions. Oh, huh. What religions did they practice? Well, my dad was Christian, but my mom was Jewish. That seems incompatible, like putting mustard on a chocolate bar. You're not an anti-Semite, are you? Because that kind of situation is pretty typical. I truly never cared enough about the Jewish faith to hate it in any capacity. Wow, that seems really rude. Sorry, I just meant in terms of faith. One parent believes in Jesus and the other doesn't. It's kind of like the odd couple. Fine, I'll accept that. But therein lies my problem. I'm not really sure which religion is supposed to judge me.
I wasn't really all the way into either. My father never really took me to church, but then again, I almost never went to temple. I believe in situations such as this, it's up to the soul to decide upon their own judgment. What, you're not going to tell me to go for one or the other? Well, as a Christian myself, my advice would be to go with Christianity. It's how I was raised. Frankly, for the longest time, I thought Christianity was all there was. However, I've been at this job for long enough to know that the choice is ultimately yours. If I choose to be judged by the Christian religion, does that mean I'll never see my mom again? Not at all. People are free to intermingle with other people in the afterlife, with some caveats for those who are being punished. So if someone's in hell, I can't go visit them? It depends on different circumstances, I think. Am I going to hell because I never fully committed to either religion? I don't think so. I mean, I'm not sure that's how it works. That's not really reassuring. I can only speak to my own experiences. Growing up, I got a lot of those fire and brimstone sermons. Believe in Jesus or you'll burn for all eternity. It's hard to get out of that mentality. I guess to a point, I still default to that kind of thinking. I saw similar things at times. Honestly, it's one of the main reasons why I never fully committed to Christianity. Those kinds of lectures felt like fear-mongering. I understand your line of thinking, but look at it from their point of view. Some of those priests were really trying to save their followers. They thought the only way to do that would be to scare them straight, so to speak. For them, belief in Jesus was truly the only way to be saved. Yeah, but a lot of them just spread fear to ensure loyalty. True. Going back to your original question, no, I don't think you'll be going to hell just because you were indecisive in life. Faith is a tricky thing, not easily pinned down. Either way, the choice for judgment is ultimately still yours. Well, after this discussion, honestly, I think I want to be judged by Judaism, if they'll still have me. 1 second, and I will check for you. Yes, you are still eligible. Just go back out into the universal hallway, go past the pearly gates, and you'll see a set of what look like temple doors. Just go through those, and they should let you in. Thank you. And good luck with processing your own religious trauma. Thanks, I think. Next.